Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another co-stream here. I'm Jeff.
I'm also Jeff.
And we are here to watch the Shock vs. Boston match, which I'm looking forward to watching a match. It's been a bit, it feels like. I think the last match I watched, I don't even remember which match that was. It might have been the Spitfire one. Or, no, that wasn't even the Spitfire one. I forgot what match it was. It was a while ago.
It was the one you watched by yourself. Cause,
yes. Oh, it was the Vancouver one.
Yeah. I mysteriously couldn't make it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was great.
Although I heard I was here. Actually,
you were here.
I was here at some point.
You were here at some point, which was just absolutely amazing. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are ready for a match today. Obviously, we have the match coming up here in a second. We timed it perfectly this time. Listen, we had the 45-minute pre-show last time, the unexpected one. This time, we're like, you know what? We're gonna be live a little bit past the time, you know, or not past the time, but more on time with the match, which we can see right now. We're going to be going on Ilios. And it looks like Mikey's going to be playing. If you didn't know, Mikey was just recently picked up by Shock. So.
You know what, though? You know what the interesting part of that is?
What? Fall comp?
Who was Mikey's former
What is it, something Valentine or
Yeah,
Victoria
I mean, they
want to learn or can pull out in an official quite yet?
Obviously, I'm wearing my
one of the things that makes me a little bit bullish
right now.
Boston Uprising is that
absolutely marvelous, as you can see.
Wow.
Yep, I know.
Of course, being a professional
is that the hot dog fingers monster?
Yep.
They lost Marvel.
Yep.
Can you see his hands, or is it they censor that part?
And allowing its Alan
right there
to share the duties of
holding
tanks
a
between
Cinnabon
instead of three. And that means Boston Uprising
with the hot dog fingers.
Cinnabon.
Used to these dives, and maybe we're going to see a little bit less random substitution.
Want to see some? We got some right here too.
Oh, nice! Look at you.
Yeah, because I need some water, you know.
So I haven't watched a whole lot. I'm not gonna lie to you in the last 2 weeks. What's with the ball comps? Ball comps?
Ball's back. Ball's back. I don't know what
Ball is
patch
back.
they're on, but I imagine they're on the patch that we last saw in the beta, right? Because we're seeing Zen also. So my guess is that Ball. Remember, Ball got the buff, like the knockback again. So I think Ball is just good again. I'm not surprised to see Wrecking Ball being one of the most played heroes right now.
Especially on Control. Control Ball was always really good. So
Yep.
I can understand like other points, like Winston or Ryan or something like that being played, which I've heard. By the way, there's more Ryan all of a sudden. You know, hey, I'm not gonna say nothing, but I'm gonna say something.
Actually, if we look too, if we look, we're also seeing Echo played again a lot. Let's go.
What is this?
Yeah.
What is that? This is pro gaming, by the way.
I mean, that's relatable gameplay to me when I'm playing Wrecking Ball. I'll tell you that
No,
much.
you would have hit the wall once and stopped. You wouldn't have been able to look like a pencil.
I wouldn't even been in the point. I wouldn't have made it to the other doorway.
This is the first cap.
Yeah. I mean, that was a good. Honestly, like, I feel like with there being one less tank now, it allows for Wrecking Ball to actually have more survivability, which is probably why Zen's being played a ton now anyway, because the only way to actually kill Ball is to discord Ball. You can't Zen Brig anymore. So you have to go with comp that you can just discord the Ball. Otherwise, Ball will just be able to roll around all day long.
Unless I'm actually already got the Nano here and is going for it. Going for the Nano Echo play. This is interesting. Yeah, not gonna get like any value out of it though, unless the challenge. What in the Star Wars? Wow, Sam actually beats him with Dalton had the Nano advantage, still lost.
Yeah, which I'm surprised, but at the same time, I feel like what happened is they ran out of cooldowns, and in that Echo versus Echo matchup, Sam probably recognized right away, like, I'm just going to win that no matter what, even with the increased damage. You have to hit all your shots. You don't have any of that stuff up, you're probably hacked, yeah.
Always has been.
Yeah.
I think we have one or two many times at this point bumping in on ladder and losing to the Echo. There.
Oh, I love that.
At least he's West Coast now, so we don't have to do it that often.
That's true. That's true. There are some good Echoes on East Coast, though. So
yeah, can Shock actually? Can we put in a request for Shock to just pick up all the really good players that just steal our SR, so we just get free games?
True.
That'd actually be the biggest 5-head strat of all time. Just on West Coast, we don't have to deal with them.
That's a good strat. I like that. That'd be great.
Last time
build a
Shock
very deep
lost
roster.
the Uprising was in 2018. Wait, wasn't that 2018 the only time the Uprising were good?
Oh. So not really.
I don't remember.
Sorry, I didn't say anything.
Shock will also
There's actually, I can't believe this is like what, the 5th season?
Yeah, I think this is technically season 5.
Feels like Boston
Crazy,
we
'cause
have-
we've been
wow.
playing Overwatch for 6 years. I have.
Wait, actually, no. Is it season 5? No.
I think so.
18, 19. Oh, yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, okay, wow. Actually, you're right. It is season 5. Wait, how long have we been playing Overwatch?
I mean, it's been out for 6 years. Believe it or not. And we're about to play October 4th. Overwatch 2.
Yeah, the huge Overwatch 2 comes out October 4th. Can't believe it's finally here.
I know. Good start by Shock here, by the way. A little bit tough first fight for them, but overall,
Doing a
Shock's playing
great job though, stalling out that point, making sure they don't get it for free. Because like Mikey's got other things he's got to do. Like being the solo tank in Overwatch 2 is.
Love to see
Being the
that.
solo tank in Overwatch 2, there's so much you have to do at this point. Like. You have to worry about engaging their support. You have to engage people to draw their attention, draw their cooldowns. You also have to contest point. You also have, you know, the raw fragging ability that the tank brings, right? Like there's certain things. Oh my god, dude, that is just straight disrespectful. That was just a domination move right there.
You know what though? You love to see it. They're just here to play already. Which once again we love to see from Shock. We want to see them start off strong in these matches, regardless of who they're playing. I think that's very important. Sometimes we've seen them start off a bit slow, so
I think Shock's also really liking this, especially their social media team, because they're not going to have people looking at them to post the meme.
Yet, I mean, we still have one more round here, at least. So
I know, but like, this isn't just a strong performance. This is a pretty dominant performance. Like, especially this year, like, it's very similar to last year, where most teams are very competitive.
Yeah,
that maybe correct if I'm wrong. That didn't look that competitive. That like Boston in the first point, like kind of capped, but they never took a lot of space. They just held that top high ground.
Yeah,
Shock owned most of the map the whole round.
Yeah, I feel like at the end there we ended up talking about like some stuff, and they were just holding the point the whole time.
Did you just see that?
Yeah, that's some great Overwatch.
It actually took the Mega as it gets hacked, so they couldn't do anything. Like that's just mean. I mean, genius,
I love
but
to see
mean.
it though. It was great.
A lot of teams don't. Sometimes they've gone away from the Widow.
Well, I wish we had a different POV here because I want to see something other than that small angle. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. I want to see Sam where Sam's looking for is their backline probably, or the Tracer by herself.
Any of the hacks will be perfect. Like their follow-up will be so good.
I honestly don't know if you hack the ball as often anymore in this because like the hack is so short. You're not gonna kill him, so if you get the Tracer, you can get you could execute her. You don't have to be uncloaked.
Maybe you want to hack the Zen though, because that increased damage.
Oh, true, the Zen as well.
Like Zen's probably like the go-to hack. Like Brick can
in a little bit of trouble here actually. They end up capitalizing. I think Violet went a little far in. Also, Shock's playing the old Brig Zen comp, which I actually have we seen much Brig Zen in Overwatch League before? I feel like that was like the off-season ladder comp, and then it never became a thing in Overwatch League because we went to Overwatch 2.
Well, we weren't seeing any Zen because Zen like supports were in a unique spot, but we knew right away once they buffed Zen in any way, Zen would be 100% played, and Zen is being 100% played right now. I will say about Zen too is I think they should go through with that change they went live with, well not live with, but the experimental, to make it so Discord Orb goes off the target after 2 seconds instead of 3.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like that has to be done. Like the problem now with solo tank is it's really hard to play against Zen because of that Discord Orb. Discord Orb is so good.
Mikey's feeling it right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. You get Discord and the Tracer just chases you down and you die.
I have a feeling we'll see a lot of that like type of changes with Zen throughout Overwatch 2, because that's gonna be one of the hardest things for tanks if Zen's ever meta. Like that Discord Orb is so strong. Yep. I wouldn't doubt it if we see slight changes to it throughout like Overwatch 2 at times. Obviously unless things change. But.
You know, actually, the Brig Zen comp though is, you know, like most people, you know, especially outside of like, you know, like the people who play all day long, the top 500, you know, the pros, all that stuff. Like most of us like know what comps and like stuff is meta as it's going. I feel like most people haven't really ever even heard of Brig Zen, or haven't really like they don't really know a whole lot about it because they've never seen like big or a lot of pro play with it before. It's still fairly new. But the Brig Zen is so strong. Like the reason being is the Brig base. So Zen is a glass cannon, right?
Yes.
It's supposed to be easy to kill, but Brig counteracts that, right? Brig makes it so it's no longer a glass cannon; it's more of a fortress. So that Discord Orb being always on the wall is just so powerful because you can't go dive the Zen. It's not possible. Brig keeps that from happening. So it's interesting to see. I think this is my first time seeing pro play of Briggs Zen not in either contenders or anything like that.
Well, I think like the reason why we don't see Briggs Zen played a lot or like is one of those go-to comps is because it's a comp that basically says we're not going to heal you. And you need to play to not get healed, which is kind of an interesting play style and a tough one to actually play. Like when you play this comp, unless you're on DPS possibly, Briggs Zen are usually just healing each other. So like at that point, you're just looking for health packs and you have to play like line of sight and you have to maximize your damage potential. Basically what you want to do is look for whoever's discorded, maximize your damage, get out, get a health pack.
I think that's why we've got the Sombra and the Tracer. Tracer's very self-sufficient, Ball's very self-sufficient.
Yep.
And Sombra can hack those health packs and make sure that their team can't play off of them.
And just like that, we got a that was
actually dominant. Like,
yep. Is it weird that like it feels like Boston got the point there, but it feels like it didn't get the point?
Yeah, no, they were 100%. Like, I think they were pushed all the way into spawn at one point there.
Yeah.
But they were also fighting on points. So very interesting fights right there. But hey, you know what? You take that as shock. You take that.
Yeah. I mean, I think Shock's happy with that. That's a good start. I mean, especially with the match starting a little bit later and they're going right into it. Like that was well played. Like straight up, that was just great gameplay. And it was interesting to see a different comp. I mean, we obviously you know, Shock had their match against I think it was Dallas, and they won 3-0. Like Shock's been looking good, but it's interesting to see some of these new comps we're seeing, and I do like to see that we saw different comps on those Koth rounds, which is a good sign. I will say, for you and I, into this next beta, I can't wait to see what balance patch they have, because if you and I have to play Wrecking Ball at any point, which thankfully it's the beta still, right?
It's beta, so it won't matter too much, but
ooh, our teams are in for a treat, because let me tell you, it is going to be tough. But I think that will probably change. My guess is that when we get the beta in a couple weeks, it's going to be a lot different in comparison. You know,
I think the support role especially will be very different.
Yeah. No, I think it will be. And I think that's what they want it to be. They want it to be a lot different across the board with that. Like they realize that supports need that. I'm actually curious to see if they have any changes to D.Va, because they had talked about in the blog how they feel like D.Va needs a little bit of work. I was talking about, I wonder if they'll like increase the booster time. That's like a suggestion I kind of have, because right now D.Va's problem is D.Va kind of gets like almost like, yeah, like pretty much in the middle. Like you don't know where to go. Like if you peel, sometimes it's the right play, but like if you have to get aggressive, there isn't enough time. You end up just in the middle because everybody has to react to what's happening in the game. So I wouldn't doubt if they increase like how long your booster's for or the cooldown on your booster. Because what else do you change about D.Va that would make D.Va play better in those situations?
There's not much, because if you change your damage, you can really break her.
And if you increase the M range, same thing.
What was her old micro missiles? Wasn't her old micro missiles like really, really strong back in the day?
I mean, I think they're in a good spot right now. That's why I'm thinking like it's gonna have to be the booster, unless they just do a complete, not like a complete rework, but a slight rework. You know.
The only thing I can think of is if they changed how many missiles you fired. You know how it's like a small burst, like.
Yeah.
Like if the burst is like, let's say like 1.5 seconds, like up it to like 2 or 2.5 seconds, like so it's significantly higher, but you have to land those on someone, you know, because like D.Va is really good, especially like on live, is like blowing up Winston or like getting really in on tanks like up close with those micro missiles. But in Overwatch 2, it's a lot harder to do that.
Yeah.
So I think that would make her better against tanks, but also like not crazy against squishies. That'd be like my little suggestion.
The idea of Overwatch now is to have the tanks brawl more. And the only way D.Va can be in those situations to brawl more is to have a little bit more time to get to those targets or be able to peel back.
Yep.
Otherwise, D.Va will constantly, I feel like, be in this part where like D.Va will be okay, but won't be like, D.Va will be okay. So I definitely, because I've always said this, Overwatch League players, and obviously I love playing D.Va. Like if D.Va's playable, D.Va will be played. Always. D.Va's just that good of a hero. And we see that across the board. Like I love playing D.Va. Like whenever I can play D.Va and I know the situation I can play D.Va in, I will play D.Va. And good question. Yeah, AMPM actually sent me this shirt, as well as some other stuff. It was too much good stuff. You got, if you know what I'm saying. Is that see it says AMPM too much?
Oh,
good
too
stuff.
much good stuff. Oh, I see it. I see it.
Because then I have my cup here. So if I
so do people? Should we let people like in on like what'll happen? Are we doing it at halftime?
Oh, at halftime of what? So I'm just drinking my water here from this cup too.
The package. Are we doing that at halftime?
You know, I was gonna put it like this, and I didn't put the cap on right, so I was gonna drink the water, but then it's not
Have you
gonna
never
show.
drank out of a bottle before? Like,
No, I'm
struggling.
drinking- No, I wanted to have it show this part. So if I put the cap on correctly, it would have been towards this way.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's gonna be like this, so I'm drinking it, and then you can't see it as much. So.
Wow, that is peak product placement I think I've ever seen in my whole
This is
life.
great, isn't it? Well,
Yeah.
it's.
Well, I'm gonna spoil it then.
You can't
'cause-
unbox. You can't unbox it if it's already unboxed. You know what I mean? So,
Well, yeah, you don't have a box, but
So-
I do. I have one. And I
Look
think we're
at
gonna
that.
open that up at halftime.
we're gonna have to because the match is about
courtesy
to
of
start
AM
again
PM.
soon. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, you know, I think halftime. I think halftime's a longer break, so we'll have time because it sounds like there's a lot of good stuff in it.
Oh, there is.
almost-
There's actually one thing I don't have up
almost-
here from them.
Too much good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wonderful. I get that. So, and you got that box earlier, right? In the AM, and they're gonna open up in the PM.
Yeah. All right, now you're no. This is okay. I think this is where I cut that segment. It's over
Okay.
now.
Well, I just want to point out about your box because I have one thing up here that came in the box, and all I'll say is it's pretty cool.
There's something in the box that's pretty cool.
You'll see.
Okay.
Look at that timing. Look at that. See how good we are? Wow, we're good at this.
Wow. Yeah, we're
was great.
exceptional.
Yeah.
Professionals, clearly.
That was good stuff.
Kalusha's in now.
Yep.
And Kyla's in as well.
Yep. I mean, one thing I will say is Shock definitely utilizes having like these substitutions. We've seen that with Shock. They definitely rotate players out. And I think they're definitely trying to like find ways to have these like different types of rosters per map because I mean, it's like this. For example, if you and I are playing and like say even in ranked and like you and I are queuing up and people are like, okay, I get flats for I as the tank on Dorado.
You're just losing.
Yeah. We'll win sometimes, but it's not our best map, right? So you will put somebody in there who...
No, we're losing most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, but I won the other day.
I wouldn't have
actually.
used Dorado. That's just that's a
Well, I'm
hard-
saying like we wouldn't be playing that map. Like
No,
we would
neither of us.
instantly they would put somebody in for us. So that's what it kind of that's like the strength of having like multiple tanks and multiple DPS and multiple supports. I mean, obviously they don't really shift other supports because they only have 2, right? So like, but that's like the key to some of these teams who have that, where you can have players who may not be as good on a map. They're great players, but they might struggle on a map, and they have that flexibility. And we see that with Shock, right? Like they have a really good Wrecking Ball player now on Koth, and I will tell you one thing: pretty much any Wrecking Ball player will tell you if they have a Koth map, they are happy because that ball works on most maps. Like it might not work on like Control Center, but with one less tank now, it does now, right? But ball is so good. Anytime you go up against a good ball on Koth and you don't have a good ball, you can tell the difference. So having that flexibility is amazing, right? Like that actually makes Shock, at least in my opinion, a really good Koth team automatically, especially if ball's meta. Now, obviously that can change if the meta shifts, which I think it will. I actually believe we'll probably see a lot more meta shifts than we normally do, especially if like, you know, as we know going into the future, Overwatch 2 is going to have like, you know, patches every 2 months, 9 weeks. So I think we're going to see a lot more meta shifts now too, which is going to really speak to like the flexibility of teams when that time comes, which wouldn't be till next year, obviously, because I don't think they would. I think for the finals they would probably use the last patch of the Overwatch, like the 3rd beta. So
agreed.
Yeah, curious to see. Eichenwald, great map. Great map.
I think you just what? Are you not here anymore? Did you just wait? Here comes his goal! Oh, that's look at he's frozen.
Because Valentine May can do a good job of blocking off a Sojourn as well as being a consistent threat towards Proper's Tracer with the looming potential of the one-shot icicle headshot, which
How did
keeps
she do that?
Tracer
All right,
on their toes.
well, you're gonna see some Sigma gameplay.
Here we go,
It looks
we're
like it's
back.
gonna be Sigma and Sigma. I haven't seen any Sigma so far.
Really, Sigma's
So.
meta. Besides Wrecking Ball, like gameplay a ton. But I'm still surprised. Remember when I talked about how I thought Sigma was pretty good in the first beta? I was just like, nobody's really trying Sigma because people are just playing other stuff. And Sigma struggles against rush comps. If there isn't a rush comp being played, Sigma can be played. I always thought Sigma was already set for Overwatch 2. Like, it's a very self-sufficient tank. So, and with Zen, the increased damage from Discord Orb and Spam. So,
Yeah, spam.
Was on another level on that Sojourn. So, no Sojourn.
Did you see that?
The Shock. Just
Oh, that's all right.
right.
Interesting though is they're actually playing May over on the Boston side. I don't know if you saw, but London made a tweet basically of can't beat them, join them, and talking about how teams are running May and Ryan again.
Yeah.
Because they have been running a ton of it. But looking at this comp, what is the May supposed to do? Also, can we just say Proper just went and solo killed their whole back?
Yep. I mean,
Huh?
yep.
Nah, someone check this guy. Someone check his computer. Someone check his PC. Something's wrong. That's not
Proper is
no,
so
that's
good.
not normal. You know, no. Someone's gotta check that. Someone's gotta check that. I think there's something suspicious there. That was an easy That was the most clean, easy 4K I've seen in a long time.
It
So
literally
where did
looked
Finn
like
just come
nobody
from?
turned.
At the wrong time.
And to
Nobody
that-
turned. Zen got left by himself. Yeah, but then Crimson got like one clipped almost. And the other two were cleanup kills, but still just jeez, like that was just mean.
Yeah, and to that whole point about the Proper there, you notice how nobody like turned around, and also the May comp. Like, I think a lot of teams will start to play that Ryan comp more if they aren't able to make the Sigma or the recommendation.
Oh, he knows.
Oh, yeah.
Found him by himself down there.
Uh-oh.
Actually, he's not gonna go for it. Actually,
Smart play.
yeah, actually smart play because he can't. Even though his pulse bomb can't go for the stick, right? Because it's Crimson will just throw down the lamp, and then just, there goes that. You know.
Yeah.
Wait, did
tried to avoid Proper and shot.
Hello? Wall climb ability? Anybody?
It happens, okay?
Oh, dude! Nah, did you just see that? Yeah, dude, did you just see the angle at which the Zen was falling and clipped him? That was crazy.
Oh yeah. Let's see what
So
happens
this was a
here.
little
They were betrayed by the wall climb.
Wall climb ability? Hello?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
that is not the first time we've seen that out of Boston today.
Nope.
That is
And
very
Oh well.
interesting.
Watch me play Hanzo on that
You
one.
know, sometimes it happens. Mistakes happen. You know.
It kind of was like it was kind of a weird like way that looked too. It looks like they didn't like heck up either, just like wall climb and then stop.
Well, I think he wall climbed as he fell off. Like he went
Makes
to wall
sense.
climb and then he fell off of it. So you can't wall climb twice in the same jump. So he couldn't actually use it.
That makes sense.
Also,
Kind
this
of
is that dodge by Finn was crazy right
Yeah.
there. Wait, if they kill Punk, wait, they're gonna
They
kill
have
Punk.
Punk, yep.
Wait, they take that.
Hanzo might make it, but if they just win this.
Oh, but I
Ooh,
think-
maybe not. Wait.
But Finn, dude, Finn and Violet are actually just a two-man army right now.
They use lamp, but that's it.
Yeah, but
Wait,
they
what?
I don't think it matters. I think Finn
Oh
is just
my.
Finn is your new frontline tank.
Yeah.
Dude, that is.
Wait.
Listen, I make jokes all the time about how Zen is basically a fortress, like in how Overwatch is today's like game because there's so much healing and because a brig exists. But that is just disgusting. Who let that happen? I need answers.
Well, out of curiosity too, like, wouldn't does Zen have the kick now?
That's
I don't know
a
what
good question.
patch they're on. Because if Zen has that kick, I think they might, especially if Ball's being played. Then like you can't even get on Zen at any point.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but like.
Dragon's gonna be huge. Cuts Punk off. They're gonna push on the Punk. Oh, there it is. There's the flux, and now they killed him in the air, so the lamp doesn't matter. They use the lamp early, get the free kill
And they
top
have
right.
high
This is the
ground.
most textbook Icon Wall game I've seen in a long time.
It is.
Dude, that's just disgusting. That is unironically an easy clap. An actual unironic easy clap. This might be a. I might have time to play Apex with Seagull again.
Yeah, there you go.
For Boston Uprising, being full held by Atlanta Rain.
Oh my god.
Watching it go down by only 7 seconds is a little
Wow.
bit strange, you know.
That was
And Boston Uprising this
Shock
this
looking
does
good.
seem to
There's
be
a reason they're
Yeah.
7-0 right
might
now.
not be their best. Admittedly, they have gone up against top teams on it thus far in Atlanta and San Fran. How though can they try
Shock
and get a little
supports
bit more
are
value
actually
out of
DPS
their
players
attack?
in disguise.
Previously full held by the Atlanta Rain.
Yeah, I'm
That
actually
was
gonna
where it
disagree
felt
with that.
like
I'm gonna say they're
Kai
actually
just
tank
managed to
players in
1v5
disguise. Did you
Yeah.
just see what
and
Finn was
again
doing on
the
Zen?
Sojourn.
That was great.
And it really did feel
Also,
like Boston Uprising
Finn just
were having
typed sig gap.
significant
I don't know if
issues
anybody
with
caught
threat
that.
assessment and being able to make sure that Kai didn't
Well, they
feel
had typed
safe
BAP
to just
gap,
hard
too.
pick these angles.
Well, they
and
typed
go
BAP
for
gap
the
as
GG
well?
Yeah.
flanks.
Damn,
Curious
Shock
to see
is.
what Victoria's Corpse is up
They're
to
just
there.
letting everyone
We
know
got
they're
some
rolling.
Quick replay showing how Kaluj really opened
Let's
this
see
one
this.
up. And Punk
I think one of- I think you got the high
being
ground here,
isolated by
right?
that Dragon
Yeah,
Strike
he
was
gets the
so
flux, he kills him in the air, takes the high ground. Yeah, this is just. There's just nothing you're gonna do with
Yeah,
that.
once you have
point.
the high ground here, you can't do anything. It's such a good spot for the attacking team. That is defense, not so much, but attacking, like you just can spam into their doorways.
Yep.
I don't know what else to say. That was
I mean,
unbelievable.
The is all you can say. Is this is actually a roll. This is a stomp.
Yeah.
Finn's a little late. Was Finn getting water? Hello?
Good call. Let me have some water right now too.
In your AM/PM
You have to coordinate around Valentine or Punk, who is the natural leader to this team.
I love it.
When you have these mixed rosters of some people speaking Korean and English, I wonder if that just.
Oh, all right. So this is where I think the May kind of makes a little bit of sense to like come through and take some space and like wall things off, but it doesn't seem that's how they're using it. So
they're kind of used to losing.
are they going to try to cut Collusion off? But Collusion's just going to play further enough back. They can't make wall.
They're in Sojourn too.
Sojourn's nice. I like the Sojourn a lot because like how much they can off angle here.
Waiting for the right click. Oh. That's me on Sojourn.
No,
Every time.
You wouldn't have even got to 100 charge.
I mean, I might have. I can shoot shield.
Yeah, but even if there was a shield there, I don't think you would have got it.
I almost did it one time.
That's what we were waiting on. That's what we were looking for right there. That moment. That's why Sojourn's like so like I think Sojourn's one of those characters you'll see in 6 months from now, where everyone's going to be calling for nerfs because of how crazy people are going to be at the hero.
Actually, what's impressive too, and I think about it now, because they can't rush, they can use that AoE damage. Was that Windows?
That's the 4th time I've seen that. I thought it was just me.
They can use like they can use the AoE to like kind of prevent them going to the choke too, or like pushing in certain areas. Which is really cool. Oh, wait.
I like the strat though. It's just constantly to build up to 100, and then shoots the wall. 5-head, actual 5-head strat, shooting the wall for charge.
Good rotation too. Like, looks like Boston wants to take map control, like inch by inch, but at the same time,
wait, wait a minute. But Shock just takes high ground though and just wins this, right? Like, Comes okay doing rotate. Wait, these rotations are crazy. Yeah, but proper and kind of, dude, you can't give them that many opportunities to get kills. Like, Boston just went like 40 seconds without getting any kills, just taking map control. Shock have arguably, I would arguably say one of the best DPS lineups in the league. Like, this is insanity. You can't give them that long to pick somebody off, you know? Like, it's a decent play, but gotta go a little faster.
Well, they can just rotate. I mean, this is like...
typing still 0 death.
Where are your DPS at, guys? Come
The
on,
PM is off the charts. Oh my god.
Or are you just in spectator mode?
Dude, it is the Zen kick, because look, it's 225 HP Zen. So
You're right.
The Zen kick.
They do have it, yeah.
It's 225. Yeah, see, I stand by my statement earlier that it's not a DPS player. They're tank players. That's what it is. They're not DPS players in disguise. It's tank players in disguise.
Oh, no.
There's just like, it's just, they can't, with the way they rotate.
The typing, oh my god.
With the way they rotate, you just need to like, as long as Shock keeps rotating around, they're gonna be fine. Oh, they ate the mayo.
Oh my god. That's what he's
around here somewhere. San Francisco.
Nice.
4 ultimates.
Did Finn just walk in and die and to kill me the nice?
I don't think so.
Boston Uprising, this is their opening. No more
Dude, this is
where'd they get him at?
unprecedented levels of BM. I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna say that Boston does not seem to be having a good time. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Oh my
god.
god.
I think that's about it.
Proper's going for the spawn kill.
Oh, 100%. Just wait.
Now Prop wants to try and mess with their time back as well. Who's even going to touch here, Lemon? Valentine and MCD make the swap, so there's only 5 seconds.
They're gonna make
I think
it.
Boston may have mismanaged this. Punk tried to hang on to the Gravitic Flux, didn't go
wow.
wrecking ball. And yeah, go touch Dragon. Go Dragon. Contest the point for me. The point was not contested, and this is the 2nd map in a row, Lemon, that ends with Boston staring at the objective.
What a map! I don't even know what to say.
That was just kind of mean. I actually kind of feel bad.
That was tough.
That was more than tough. That was
Shock.
That was dominant.
I feel like, at least in my opinion, these comps are also kind of playing into like Shock is very happy with this current meta. I will say it's gonna take time to get used to playing like a lot of Rhine and Winston and like some of these rush comps, especially with like them having like a bit of a shift in the roster, right? But these like Sigma comps, these ball comps now, Shock is very happy with that. And now they have a lot of like, they have both tanks that can play a really good off tank and then a really good ball. Like obviously, like Mikey can play a really good ball. So they actually they're gonna like this meta a lot, and I don't know if it's gonna shift too much throughout the season. And like they're gonna, it's interesting to see. Like I didn't get to see too much of the Dallas match, but they had 3-0 Dallas too.
Yep.
Like it wasn't. It was a pretty quick match. Like to see this right now, they are playing well. Like that was. I don't even know what to say to that.
There's nothing to say. It wasn't even close. That was
crazy.
That was just like I don't even know what to call it. It was just easy. Honestly, that might have been a map record.
I'm not sure. It's hard to say. Maybe it was, yeah, because they full held and then had a little bit under 4 minutes. If it's not a map record, it's very close.
Yeah, they capped with like almost 4 minutes on attack, and on defense they didn't touch even to force OT. So it was probably close.
Yeah.
The only thing that might have been faster is like during that season 2 when like goats was prevalent, when teams used to cap like immediately and like they wouldn't lose a fight the whole map through, and then like on defense like just full hold a team that didn't know how to play it.
Which I don't know. That was just. It seems like Shox is very confident in their comp, and it seems like, and it's interesting to see, and we're seeing it a little bit. Tracer is really good against backlines now because you can't stun. There's no comp you can go that would be able to prevent Tracer from making those plays.
And everyone was saying, remember in the last beta, that Tracer was weak and needed to be buffed, etc. I think this is pretty much proved that Tracer's still strong. Like actually didn't need it.
Well, obviously, you know, Proper's also really, really, really good.
It's not the only one running it though.
Yeah. But like, no, like I agree. Like I feel like Tracer is gonna be strong because you just have no way to. But I'm curious now. This makes me think. Junker Queen. With Junker Queen having that ability to constantly put like that, that like what is it? What are they calling it? Like the AOE damage on him. Like, I wonder if against Tracer that might make it a little bit more difficult for Tracer if Junker Queen's able to, like, how wide that range is. Like, how wide is the range on being able to
range on what?
Junker Queen's ability to like put the AOE effect, the damage over time. Because that could be tough against. Like, for Tracer, that could, in theory, be tough, especially if you play...
Which damage over time are you talking about?
Like, when Junker Queen moves. Like the abilities you have. Like, it has, like, that AoE. Well, the ult... Yeah, I guess that's true.
The ult's the only one that has it. Otherwise, it's the knife is the skill shot. Then it's her shotgun. Then the call. And then I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, I think she'd have to land her skill shots. It'd be tough.
Maybe that's why they went May. Because you can one-shot Tracer, right? With right-click?
Oh, that's actually a good possibility.
That's and like you have a bit more survivability. You can ice block too if you need to try and survive. So you run May to maybe one-shot Tracer. Probably completely wrong. People like watching go, no, that's not why we do that. Like but like it feels like Tracer's just hard to play against. And if you can't win the Tracer 1v1, you have to try to come up with like a design on that. So also, what'd you get in your box? Yeah, I think we got about a minute. So
I got this AM/PM box here. I gotta be careful with it because I have not opened it yet, so I actually don't know what's in here.
We'll see.
Hey, wow, they really taped this one.
Yeah. Oh, they did. They did.
It is. They made sure that this package was not going to go anywhere.
Oh yeah, they did.
Currently losing to a box.
Yep. This is going great. Oh, wait.
Oh.
And?
I got a message on it. It says, from AM/PM, it says, hey, Jeff, thanks for the AM/PM love. Here are some goodies when you're AFK. From Tumigus and AM/PM fam. It's pretty nice.
That's what we like to see. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that.
Cup you've got. Wait, so that means you opened yours already.
Yep, that's why everything's on. Oh, wait, what the heck?
Well, the game's back.
All right, well.
I'll have to open it after.
You show the rest of it after.
I'll open the rest at the end. I was gonna cut you off sooner, but then I didn't want to cut you off because I was kind of interested in the conversation. But
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Okay, right at the end.
We're lost without Corey in our ear. It looks like Faith just got submitted for Crimzo.
Yeah.
But no other changes, no shocks changes on their end. So they probably, I would assume they're just gonna stick with the Sigma comps.
Mm-hmm. My guess is any map that requires like high ground, you'll see the ball. Like you'll see Mikey play, kind of like in reference to maps like Dorado or, I mean, you might see like a Gibraltar, maps like that. But Route 66 is very much a Sigma map, I'd say. A lot of spam. Wrecking Ball is okay here, but I feel like Wrecking Ball probably plays a little bit better when there's a second tank on this map. So I feel like Sigma is strong here. So, but I imagine we'll see Mikey a lot on the Koth maps and maps that have like that high ground, kind of like I said, Dorado.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
I think also it's very poke heavy right now, so Sigma fits into that. I also think Kalush feels very comfortable in Sigma.
Yep.
So.
Oh yeah, 100%. Definitely on Sigma.
I would at least attempt it.
Definitely on Sigma.
It's just mechanically
Who's on
so
attack
demanding
first?
to try and get
I think it's
Shock.
Shock. Yeah, it is.
Okay. Yeah, they are running the May comp. That must be what it is. That's the only thing I can think of that the May comp's being ran. Is that it's just better against Tracer. Or not better against
the one
Tracer,
tap.
You have the one shot. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, unless I'm missing something on this, I guess in theory you can May wall off Sigma. But is there enough damage to get Sigma shield down and kill them in between that time? Like you don't even do like, I guess, I don't know. It's hard to say.
So is Cassidy really that bad that they'd rather run May over Cassidy?
I don't think. I mean, May has ice block.
They have a lack of healing in
True. I mean, true. But Cass has his grenade. It's like, is it not that? Is it really not that valuable versus Tracer? Because like that was the whole reason they made it, was like so it was like good enough still against flankers without being a hard stun. But if it's actually not good enough to run, where May is just better to take the 50-50 and try to get a shot. Oh my! Wow. Yeah, I think he actually bounced those off the top, and there wasn't anything he could do about it. Oh, Proper knows. Proper's going on the hunt. The hunt begins.
Oh, Proper will get that pick. Yep, there it is.
Dude, that was.
Sweet Christmas.
These aren't even like trade fights. That was a 5-0 fight.
Yep.
Not a single kill came out for Boston.
And the thing is, for Boston, they're not even getting much ult charge. Look at their ult charge across the board. Everybody's even. They're not even getting much done there. Shock is getting close to, Sigma Ultimate. They're going to have Window. Like, that's one thing I will say is interesting about Overwatch now, and I definitely kind of like it. You just don't have these ult fights early on. It's very much 2 or 3 team fights where you're just kind of, just going around using your abilities, and then eventually you kind of get to using your ultimates, and you have to use them, in a decent spot. I think that's really cool. I think it'll take time to get used to that, but
look at how far ahead Kalush is.
Okay, this makes sense right here, by the way, with May. I was gonna say
double Punk's ult charge, and it is died early. Like, his died in this fight is still double the ult charge. Like, that's wild.
Yeah, that's what the comp looks good, by the way. Like right there, when they play it like as like a brawl, that is great. That is good gameplay. There it is.
There it is. Yep. Wait,
there it is.
Wait, Finn. How long was Finn back there?
The whole time. That right there, though, is what I'm talking about. Like, that was...
Wait, Violet windowed there, actually. There was just nobody there.
Yeah, they're vibing.
Yeah, I think the confidence is set in at this point. They're like, yeah, we're going to win anyways.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Probably
this flux is going to be big.
Maybe not. 95%
They got to use it now before they get to the Xenals.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna get in time.
Yep.
Wow.
That was
so
perfect
close.
timing. Actually, if they didn't delay it, I think they might have had a timing.
Yep.
They don't know that, of course. Like, you don't know their ult charge.
Kalush was so far ahead early that I think if they hadn't died to the May wall isolation, then this would have been so easy for them.
Yep.
But now they're fighting uphill because they use their ults kind of early. Maybe a little bit of overconfidence in some ways. But that's just how Overwatch is sometimes. Once you get those ultimates rolling, it's tough to break through.
Oh, 100%. That's why I've enjoyed the early fights, where it's like not much about like the first team just wins their ultimates. Like, I will say I feel like Shock has a decent opportunity to open against them here if they use this Hanzo wall correctly. Like they might just. Wow.
That was just mean.
That was a nice shot.
I don't think. Yeah, I think they went early. I think he was going for a little bit early, but Proper hadn't had time to get towards the Widow yet. Actually, this is actually pretty good. Why using that Flux early like that for a single kill and a one fight? I don't know about that one.
I think they're just looking at the clock. I feel like they realize that. That was interesting.
It was a good drag and force them out really hard there. But I think this is. Oh, actually, that's a huge pick.
Great.
Proper's going to be looking here for the pulse bomb. Actually, he's looking for the Widow.
Widow, they know
they found him. They found him.
Wait, they did? He's not Proper.
Proper doesn't know, I don't think, but I think they heard him over on the left side and probably they called him out. It was like, hey, the Widow's getting out left. It's like, okay, like I'll just go fight other people then.
Gotta give Boston credit though. After that Ica wall map we just saw, you didn't think we were gonna even see like a defense like that. That was a good defense by Boston.
That was much better.
I think I think for Shock they're just gonna adjust their playstyle a little bit now that they're running Brig Zen. Like I think the reason why Boston's running that is because Proper's just playing way too well. There's nothing you can. Proper's playing so well. There's nothing you can do about it outside of shift up your comp as much as you can to prevent the Tracer from popping off, and then hope that that is enough. And I think that's what they're going for here.
In a lot of ways, the Brig Zen is actually better than Bap Brig or Bap Zen at fighting against the Tracers, just because the Zen is so threatening with his damage and the Brig keeps him alive that, Bap is just much better at like AoE healing and whatnot, but yes, there's something about this comp, just like the amount of damage it puts out and the amount of like sustain it has for that backline it's really strong. So I'm not really that surprised, but I think I agree that it looks like they've completely changed the way they're approaching it.
No,
OBS Junkrat left the game.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
One thing I will say is I do like how Brig Zen isn't as strong as it was, but it's still
I would say it's stronger,
playable.
no?
Is it stronger? Do you think Brig Zen is stronger now?
Zen has 225 HP and a super kick.
But I don't know if that's because of Brig Zen. Like Zen is just stronger now. Brig is good. But like I don't know, it's tough to say because you don't have that
went from Brig to Zen in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's true. But you don't have armor anymore, right? When you use your... Well, you do have armor with that.
You have overheals.
Yeah, you have the overheals. It's tough to say. I feel like it's not as good as it was.
Also, Brig's armor is better. Brig's armor it takes 30% of the total damage that you get hit, just like tank armor. It's like the way it behaves is actually much stronger than current Brig.
I get what you're saying on that one. It's
But
tough to say. It's so hard to say because like I'm just used to Overwatch 1 Brig Zen, and we know how that goes.
Yeah. I would actually... I think it's actually very similar in strength. I don't think it's better. I don't think it's worse. I think it's like trade-offs.
I guess that's just me with Brig Zen. Like, I want it to be a tad bit worse, only because like I can probably make a video on.
Want to will it into existence?
Well, I could probably make a video on the best routes running back from spawn. Like,
wait, make sure they touch. Is Shock gonna touch? Okay, they touch.
Well, wait. Wait, what? They just got 4.
They actually got baited into that room really hard, and that's not where you want to get baited into against a Mei.
Honestly, like, that was very...
I'm telling you, OBS Junkrat leaves. Something happens every time.
There's something with OBS Junkrat. We need OBS Junkrat to rejoin.
Yeah, if OBS Junkrat's not in the game, things typically go south.
This could be a best of 5, for real. Like,
yeah, if Junkrat doesn't come back.
Yeah. Like, this is tough.
Engagements begin. And it
means
that
I'm just waiting to see that rejoin.
Faith is not being too
Come on, Junkrat.
where you are missing the presence of a gun
We're in trouble.
on the Brigitte, and instead being able to...
It's okay, there's still time. There's still the setup phase and stuff like that. You know, they could join back,
Oh no,
later
maybe
on.
Shock wanted the map not to go as long.
Boston Uprising are using San Francisco's ability to just claim
I think you're reaching a little bit on that point, but
I know. We just want Shock to 3-0.
Try and establish a tank differential early. So if you're distracting Kaluj with the Briggs,
Although
actually interesting swap here. They swapped over to the Sojourn. I actually like that because they now actually have that a better hit scan one shot against those supports. It's not like with Hanzo where you're honestly more just pumping damage with also the possibilities of having one shot. Sojourn's much more like one shot intensive, and they also swapped off the Tracer because the Tracer's going to have a hard time killing the Brig Zen because the Brig Zen is so good against Tracer, like just staying alive. And they actually keep the Hanzo pressure, but also swap the way they're attacking their team with damage instead of poking. It's more one shot. So interesting here. I think it could actually be very, very strong.
It allows them to play even more of a kind of poke on without having to try to go Tracer and allow for Briggs End to work. Like, this makes Briggs End play a little bit worse.
Yep.
Which is what they want. So, it's a good start for Shock. That is correct. Like, that is just a good start. A nice pick. Kind of get the map control going now. This is a huge time to get that ult charge. Good start. That first pick is always great when you're playing defense.
The thing that Hanzo brings to the table, though, is that
It just it slows them down. It grinds them down quite a bit. You know, it kills like a minute. You know.
Oh, and it did. Minute off the clock already.
Absolutely dooming if you get caught.
Look at the ult charges. They're so low.
I know it's very rare to see that. Like, as of right now, there'd be like 4 ultimates already in Overwatch 1.
Actually, someone would already be on their second one at this point.
Yeah, exactly. There'd be a Roadhog who already has their ult from just
actually. Oh, but Victoria gets caught. Oh, I think Kyla's gonna go for that. Yeah.
I think. Oh, what? In the...
Wait a minute. No, he got break packs.
But wait, they have a BAP back there too. What is?
Oh my! Wait a minute.
You know what that happened?
Yeah, that was kind of a hard commit by Violet there, because Kyla can get out with a slide jump, but that's not as mobile.
Shock has to get out, otherwise they're gonna lose this point. They can't let any more picks happen. Huge job by Proper though. That was a good play.
Yeah, you can tell it caught him by surprise because he was like reloading to look up to go for a hook shot, and then just caught him.
Yep. That's a great arrow.
Proper putting a shot on Finn right there.
Nope. Bit aggressive.
Luckily, there's no friendly fire.
Imagine.
Russian friendly fire could be disastrous.
You ever have one of those experimental cards? Just put that on there.
That's what I should do for the next one.
Yeah, like
friendly fire.
That's it.
Would
No
just
balance changes. That's it. Just put that.
Dude, imagine you play like Ryan and you just start swinging on your teammates, just like.
Yep. Oh yeah.
There's no way that would go well. Everyone would just be trolling.
Not even on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, this dragon's about to be massive. Oh my god.
Is that within range?
Oh my god. The Flux plus the dragon, but the Trent's just so strong. The Trent is so strong. Wow. Good try. That was great timing on the Zeno.
They're going to be aggressive about this too. They have a pick. Oh! I love this ultimate.
It's so exciting. It's always like it creates such huge pop-off moments.
Yep.
And ever since they buffed her at the end of the last beta, or middle way last beta, to make the hitbox bigger on that hit scan, it's made it much more usable. Because it was very unforgiving before, but now it's like, it's in a pretty good spot.
No, I agree. Alright, let's see. Let's see what happens. Pretty much last team fight.
You see the E that was getting used there from Kylo there on the Sojourn. Just, man, it just chunks all of them a little bit. Gives them a bunch of ult charge.
Oh yeah. They had to use Brig out a little bit earlier than they probably wanted to. They do have a Mei ult here. I'm curious to see how Shock plays this. They have no ult. They just have to play as far back as possible and delay as long as they can.
Oh, wait, that's huge, though.
And they can touch the point, too.
They have plenty of time to touch.
Proper can tap point. Yeah, they lamp point.
Wait, they got another pick on the... Oh, here it comes. Oh, wait a minute. That E is about to be back online in a second, too. Watch. Boom. It starts chunking them really hard, forces the Zen out.
Oh, no.
Oh, they didn't touch. Oh, no. They actually would have won that.
which we're seeing a lot more of because having one less tank makes it a lot harder to be able to get on that point there. Like usually you can have one of your tanks like anchor there. You don't have that anymore. Like it's really hard for a tank to be able to stay on the point the whole time. So we've seen a lot more of this where normally you'll be able to touch a point for a while. We're seeing a lot more of this where just teams are getting off the point or unable to get to the point.
Yep.
It changes how maps are played sometimes.
Changes a ton. I mean, it changes the way the game is played at this point because you're always used to like having the two tanks, like one of them will touch.
Yeah.
But like if that tank says like, "Hey, I can't touch" or "I'm dead," you got to figure out with your teammates. Like there always has been a line in succession in Overwatch, right? For the longest time, is like who touches the point first. One's up is tanks, and then it goes to like flankers like Tracer or Genji or something like that, who has like high mobility, can get in and out, right? But if you don't have those characters, what is the new line of succession? Who touches, you know? Do supports have to go touch the point now? Like, it's a whole gameplay change.
I'll have you know that I have gold objective time, and nobody touches the point.
Yeah, no, I did. I noticed why you never touched it in the beta, because they got rid of gold objective time.
I mean, I have 864 hours.
I don't know if I tell people that.
I mean, I show it on stream. Like,
well, this is actually really bad. Shock doesn't have time for a full touch.
Doom.
Oh, the Doomfist swap. Oh, interesting.
They have Zen ult too.
Wait, the window, it went on the wrong high ground. Wait, unless that was on purpose? Wait, is that a 5-head window?
Yes. No one's using it, but it was on purpose. Wait, Violet is. I can't tell.
Violet jumped over.
Yeah, it worked the way they wanted it to.
Do they know that Zen is trapped in that?
I don't think they do yet, but they will find out soon.
This is last fight.
Huge stick.
I don't think it's a big stick there.
What?
Oh, but they get the trade. They love fighting in that spawn room there.
Briggs Zen, you get the brawl.
Yep. The Doomfist pick is actually pretty good against it. I don't know how much practice Kluge has gotten on the Doomfist pick, but this could actually be huge. He's punching them away, giving them plenty of space.
I think Boston might take
Finn gets another pick. Kluge goes down, but who's going to touch? It has to be Proper and Violet now. They have to trade off.
Wait, but they get 2 picks. They get 3. It's 2v2.
Oh, but it's
they
a traded.
Wait,
they
that's
traded though.
That's GG's.
Wow, that's actually insane.
That was a good map.
On the Sojourn. Wow.
I gotta give credit to Boston though. Like,
it was much better for them.
They played a lot better right there, and it's good to see after that Icon Wall map, because maps like that Icon Wall map can be tough, and to bounce back from that and have a map they almost just won.
Yep.
That was great. That was just well played.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. So
should we talk about it? Or should I finish the unboxing?
I will say this much. This is what we'll say. That was a great match by Shock. Let's see what the rest you have in that box.
That's a nice 8-0. A nice 8-0. Keep going.
Yep. Keep it going.
There's another cup in here actually. It looks like one that you put a straw in at the top.
Yep, that's what I have over here.
AM PM cup. Yeah, it's actually solid. It's pretty good quality.
Yep.
There's a mug here. It is very tightly wrapped with bubble wrap, and I will lose against this bubble wrap if I try to unwrap it right now.
That's okay.
But it appears to be Yep.
Doom
There you
Gift.
go.
Yep.
Oh, I found the straw.
Yep.
Found it. There you go. Cool. What? What is this?
It's cool.
Oh, it's like a it's like a little cooler.
Is it like a cooler lunchbox?
Yeah, we could use this for all those times we go outside. That's pretty nice, actually.
That's what I was saying.
What else? Oh,
yeah.
And then you've got it on a nice AMPM T-shirt.
Yep.
See it up close.
Yep. See, I told you I had like
Nice.
the Cinnabon and the hot dog fingers.
Yeah, the hot dog figures. Yeah, I totally want that near me. Boston had faith, but unfortunately, that couldn't help them win. And that's, I mean, it's not wrong. It's not wrong.
But Boston did play well on that third map. got to give him credit on that one.
You
But
do
yeah,
love to give
that was a great
credit.
matchup by Shock. I mean, what else can we say at that point? Shock played that well. Shock's looking pretty good. I imagine they'll probably... I guess the good news is that the first 2 maps they played extremely well. I think they're going to take some time to look at that Route 66 match and kind of see what they did.
Yep.
I think they have an opportunity to kind of go look at that and be like, okay, we need to play this better. And this is how we're going to do that. So, great job by Shock. It was cool to see Boston play a fun third map, but yeah, I mean, what else can we say? That was just a great job by Shock, and once again, they are not losing right now in the regular season. Obviously, you know, I think they're gonna keep doing their thing, and hopefully they can continue to play a little bit better going into the rest of the matches, which I think we have. I think our next co-stream is gonna be, unless something changes, I think the next one will be. Let me just double check here on the dates. I think next week against Atlanta, possibly, or an even better one the day after too. Well, I guess that's a good matchup, but the only reason why I say this is because the 26 is the matchup against Mayhem.
Oh,
So
that's an interesting one.
yeah, for you that is. So
Yep.
yeah, so we'll see. Outside of that, awesome job by Shock. Thank you everybody for watching and being here. Make sure to sub to the Shock channel if you haven't. Thanks again, AMPM, for sending the stuff to us. Obviously, I got the shirt on.
Thank you for
all
the
this
too
stuff.
much
Thank you.
good stuff.
Yeah, yep, too much good stuff, because that's, if you look below the AMPM, it's too much good stuff.
Yeah,
Says
it
on
does
the-
say it.
Yep, says on the cup too. We appreciate you all watching. We'll see you for the next co-stream next week, which should be both matches as far as I know. But we'll definitely let you know. With that being said, I'm Jeff.
I'm also.
He's also what?
The delay between the stream and what I see is just it's breaking my brain.
Yeah, you just gotta say what. Also who?
I am also.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Also.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read it.
Also Jeff.
This is the part where we stare at the camera. Hope you all have an amazing day or night. We'll see you then.